related. I can tell you, I got a lot of hits on that live stream we did yesterday. People were like, huh. Let's see. Bradley says, I'm going to go do aquaponics probably in the spring, given I get a water catching system, put it in to keep my toilets filled up. I gotcha. Yeah, I mean it's not a bad system. The only problem is during winter. That's the problem with water catchment is during the winter. You have to keep things from freezing up. You know, you have to keep things from freezing up. You know, I thought, I mean, I was getting water out of my old catchment system. I used old pickle barrels. They were the black pickle barrels, and I used that. And you know, the water never 100% froze. But I could tell just by messing with the jugs that there was like a giant chunk of ice inside of it. So let's see here. Let's see. I'm going to be doing, okay, yeah, my tote's filled up. I got you. But yeah, I would love to do like aquaponics. I would like to take like an entire room and do nothing but aquaponics. Just like fish tank on one end, fish tank on the other, just a row of this and a row of that, and then grow lights, and then just start just feeding those fish. Just feeding those fish and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Heaven's Fire 18, I don't recognize you. Welcome to the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Guys, also it looks like the thumbs up button are a little low. 14 people for 9 thumbs up. Yeah, now's the time. Also, if you love your country, type 1 in the chat. Let's wake this algorithm up a little bit, guys. It's a little sleepy in here right now. Bradley says, I plan on keeping the fish indoors and run the system outside. Interesting. Interesting. Oops says, I saw 30-pound diesel produces 130 horsepower on peanut oil. There you go. Yeah, but then you got to pay for the peanut oil. I mean, where are you getting the peanut oil from? Are you getting it free someplace? Could you put heat tape around the barrels in winter? I mean, you could, but now we're using an unnatural source of energy. I mean, you could do it. You could insulate the barrels. I could see that being a thing, insulating the barrels. That would help. But maybe, you know, some type of passive heating source for the barrels that never gets hot enough to melt the plastic or make the plastic leach. That, I mean, technically it's food grade, it shouldn't leach, but we all know that rule. Yeah, you could probably get away with something like that. Also, the hose that you use, you can buy those RV hoses that have a wire wrapped around them that keeps a hose from freezing. You know, you're definitely going to have to do some kind of, you know, jury rigging to make it so that it's usable inside. You know, basically port it into your system, turn one valve off, turn the other valve off, and now you're getting the water from outside. You know, obviously you've got to filter it. You probably need electricity for pump systems, so now you're talking about passive solar. You know, there's a lot of things that can happen. You know what I'm saying? But it's always interesting to theorize about it. West Virginia Pappy says a homesteader on here has a 500-gallon tank for his rain catchment pickup line 18-inch below water surface to prevent freezing. Yeah, they also say that what you should do is, if you're going to have a water catchment system, that it should be basically buried halfway, especially if you live in colder regions, buried about halfway into the ground, because that way it's going to insulate it somewhat from the cold itself, and that way only the top ever freezes and the bottom never freezes, which is where your output valve should be, and obviously that would be underground as well. Let's see here. Gravity Peeps. What do we got here? Doug and Stacy have a good system. You ever check out Nate on here? No, I don't believe I have. John Williams from SOE Gear has aquaponics system, and his tanks freeze, but the fish still live till the spring. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. All right, what else we got, guys? What else we got going on here? I don't even know what.